is only war.
What is up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. We are back at it again. We just came back from the Lone Star Open 40k Champs event out in Texas. It was our second time going. Actually, it was me and Kevo last year. This year, we brought two other Dirtbags with us, so it was cool. If you guys are going to go to Texas, this is one of the best FLG events to go to. I know they have a Texas circuit out there, but FLG runs a great tournament. And this one we're going to keep coming back out to every year because it's so fun to meet the people and represent the troops. It's got all the branches there. They all hang out, talk, go over some stories. And it's just the guys that are there are just your definition of like a chill, cool 40K dirtbag, right? So that's kind of like how me and Keeble click so well. And when you guys have everybody in one room playing the same tournament, it's just such a cool vibe. So if I can't recommend it enough, I definitely would check out Lone Star Open if you can next year out in Texas. So this year, we won it last year. This year, we went 6-0 with our Death Guard. Kind of a crazy meta right now. I have to admit that Death Guard, Chaos Knights, Imperial Knights are just kind of top everywhere. And this just goes to show when we were there was about a 20% showing of Death Guard. And of course, I'm one of them, so I can't say anything about it. But I did have Death Guard since I was 16, so I didn't kind of jump on the bandwagon. Obviously, we got the merch going. But yeah, so we're going to go over this video first. This is going to be a list review video of what we did, what lists we brought to LSO, how we went 6-0, stuff like that. And then I'm going to break it up like I do every other GT into each individual match. So we're going to go over first through 6 because we didn't have any stream games this time. So it's actually going to be 6 full videos. The other tournaments, we had some streams going, so I didn't really have to make a video on them. But with this one, we go over picture by picture, turn by turn, what we did good, what we could have done better, and all that stuff. Every single game I had this time was against a really, really, really good opponent. Every single time we could have lost in every single game. Sometimes when you go to GT, you play some newer players and you kind of like coach them throughout the entire thing. But no, every single game I played out of all 6 were, holy shit, I could lose this game. So I can't wait to talk about each game in this in the next coming videos. But I really want to talk about this video because it really gives detail on why I bring what I bring and kind of like how I make a list in my head. And then I put it on a piece of paper and then test it and then tweak it and then kind of make an actual list that's going to be good in the competitive scene. So that's what this whole video is going to be about. So if you guys have any questions, make sure you leave it in the comments below so that way we get to it. And if you guys want to head over to Discord, there's a really cool Discord for the Dirtbags. Everybody is super friendly. They help each other out. No dicks. If there are dicks, you get banned. There's no point. And then if you guys want to support us over at patreon.com, I wouldn't be doing this without my Patreons. We actually got to hang out with a bunch of cool fucking Patreons at LSO. So a bunch of Grandmasters there, a bunch of competitive Dirtbags. A lot of people came up to us. It was a really, really cool time. And it's good to see you guys live in person. And you kind of see like how I am naturally. I mean, I am this way naturally in person, kind of chill, like drinking beers and playing 40k. When you see like some other 40k channels, they're not the same in person as they are in 40k. I was told by one of my dirtbags that's how it is. But it was super fun, great weekend. And if you guys want to support the channel, head over to patreon.com. All these videos go ahead of time on patreon.com first. And there's some extra key stuff you can't get anywhere else, only on patreon.com. We do Grandmaster TTS games as well and Grandmaster coaching 101. If you guys are competitive, we get list reviews, ideas, tactics, and unlimited list oversight. Anytime you guys need. So let's get into the sponsors real quick. Rexar Lasers is stepping up. They are going above and beyond with even more merch. We're talking about getting a Rexar Lasers link on their website. It's only going to be the Dirtbag stuff. So we're working on that with them. So stay tuned for that. And if you guys want to get the shirts, hats, there are new images up on the merch store. So go check that out. But quick sponsor, and we'll be back to the list. Alright guys, if you want to support the channel, head over to the merch store. The description below has the link. All these shirts are up for sale. These legit red, white, and blue shirts look fire at a GT. They're super comfortable, super non shrinkage. It's just a really, really nice shirt. Spent a lot of time picking out the right shirt. All these designs are up for sale, all the stickers as well. And if you guys need some models, we got the Cypher, which is legit. We got the Tech Marine with Grey Knight bits. We have the Phobos Librarian, the Phobos Captain, the Calidus Assassin should be in every list, and old school Codiez. We have the widgets, 6-inch, 3-inch, 1-inch, 2-inch, half-inch. We have our objective markers, which are great for sticky objectives, any marking for oath, anything like that, and all of the stickers. So hit me up on Discord, DM, that's how you get a hold of these, and the merch tab below for the shirts. Now back to the video. All right, so the top 5 players were 6-0. It was like a 300+ person event. It was kind of insane in a 2-day, 6-game event. So with only 6 games and that many people, you're going to have a ton of people that are undefeated. So the first one who won it, congrats, Junior, Death Guard. He won first place. Number 2, Oscar, who actually played our boy Brian in one of the games. He took second with Death Guard. Then we have a Chaos Space Marine player, which there was a thing with this game. He actually brought a Hellbrute that wasn't in his list, and he played all 6 games with that extra Hellbrute. I think he commented online about his mistake and felt like an idiot, yada yada. I don't know. Everybody was saying it was sentiment. I don't know the guy. I can't say anything about it, but it's kind of, it sucks, like bringing an entire 130 point, really, really good Hellbrute in a Pack-Bound Zealot list, not realizing it. And also making the list not with the Hellbrute in it, that kind of sucked too. So I think he got DQ'd, all his points went away, and I don't know if he's getting any ITC points, which I don't think he is, which technically mean we were 4th place, right? But no, 4th place was Necrons with Justin Moore, and then we came to 5th place. And how they rank it, guys, is based off of strength of schedule. So this guy, 69% strength of schedule, which is pretty good. Oscar had a 64. James, doesn't matter, sorry, 63, 62, and then we had a 56. So like I said, when I was playing all my guys, I was like, every guy I was playing could have been really fucking good. Like, it was a really close game every single time, which is nuts. But then the guy we beat on game 6, that was our last game, he was the number 1 Death Guard player. He was at 73% win ratio. It was insane. Funny story, I'll get to that when we get to the video. But yeah, so we came up in 5th place at the Lone Star Open. We won it last year with our Chaos Cult. This year we're trying to bring it back, going back to back at Lone Star Open. But we still went 6-0 with our Death Guard, so I can't wait to talk about this. All right, guys, game 5, Death Guard versus Death Guard matchup. We have Morty's Hammer versus Virulent Victorum. This guy was, I think he's all the armies, but really fun guy. He's from Texas. We talked a lot after the game. We met up after game 6 as well. But his buddy basically hands him this army. He's like, hey, play this. Let me know how it goes. I guess he's on a team that really wants to test out Victor or Morty's Hammer and kind of see how it goes. Obviously, 20% of the field at LSO was Death Guard, and most of them are running Morty's Hammer. I personally think Morty's Hammer is kind of like just a plug and play, like, hey, play this list and you'll do good. So that's really like a detriment of like Death Guard in it as a whole, where if you just want to pick up Death Guard and just run like the competitive list, Morty's Hammer is a list. If you want more like finesse and like tanky Virulent Victorum, run that. If you want to run just a shit ton of Plague Marines, like there's a thing for each there's a detachment for each person. But for Morty's Hammer, this is the one where you literally just pick up, put on the table, and you do really, really well. Not to say that this opponent wasn't good, because he was really good, but obviously he's 4-0 right now going into another Death Guard mirror match. He beat another Death Guard prior to this as well. So his list is different. I don't know if I've ever run 2 Mythic Blight Haulers together, but he ran 2x2 Mythic Blight Haulers, which was actually pretty good with the Assault strat. And you can move through buildings, stuff like that. So his list is Poxwalkers, 3 Heavy Blight Launchers, 2x2 Mythic Blight Haulers, a Flesh Mower, a Flamer. The Big Knight with the battle counts is the first time I saw it on the table, first time I went against it, but it's 2d6 plus 6 blast each. So he gets 46 plus 12 blast. Like, what the fuck? So, and he's got like a little rock pot up top and a couple stubbers. Then he's got some poxes in the back here. He's got a... Does he have a... yeah, so I think he's got a Lord of Virulence. Or did he not bring the Lord of Virulence in this matchup? I guess he doesn't have the Lord of Virulence. His only character was one Lord of Virulence. Yeah, his list was one character, which was the Lord of Virulence, no enhancement. It was just battle engines, like just literally all the vehicles across the board with the big ass allied battle tank. So his list probably went up a shit ton going into the new patch. But we played, what did we play? We played Hidden Supply. So this is the 4 objectives in the center. You only get objectives in the center scoring, and if you hold more than your opponent, you get 15. So you hold 5, hold 10, and hold 15. The goal of this is to really just kind of like keep these 2 under your control as much as possible, especially with Sticky and starting on the objective. I love this mission for Death Guard, and you want to steal and fight this one as much as possible, keeping him to a 5 for the rest of the game. And that kind of was our mindset going into this game. If I can keep him to a 0, I have to get him off of both of these objectives, but the goal is to keep him to at least a 5 and for us to at least get 10 every single turn. So we're already above 5 points every single turn with primary. That's our goal going into this. So for deployment, pretty standard. He puts basically everything in this ruin. He's got his guy all the way up top there. He's got a lot more guns than I do, so he can be more aggressive than I can. And if I was talking to him, I think I would have put maybe even the Flamer in reserves and one of the 2-man Blight Haulers in reserves, just so that way you can walk on the table and get some scary shots into my heavy Blight Launchers or my Death Shroud, stuff like that. The Knight, obviously, you want to start that on the table because you want to threaten turn 1 and turn 2 with them. And then he has the Lord of Virulence in Deep Strike, because then when he comes down, he can pick somebody and then just get full rerolls to hit with blast weapons against that target. For us, we did Poxes up here within 6 inches of Morty, so that way if he does come near me and within 9, I can move up either closer or move away. That's a little good tactic when it comes to deployment with Morty. So you want to have Morty 6 inches away. The thing right here, he can't get shots with his heavy blight launches, which is what I was afraid of. When he put the Flamer guy down over there, I could put my Rhino here because I know he's not gonna kill it on turn 1. His blight launchers were here, and over here, so he can't get line of sight anything to my Rhino, so the Rhino is safe over there. Morty's same position, he's able to run up here on turn 1. The Demon Prince, Lone Up, heavy blight launcher back to back over here. One scouting unit up here, or infiltrate, and then the other one back here. Same deployment basically every single time. And he doesn't have sticky, so that's going to help me out going into this matchup, is as long as I can kill his poxwalkers that are holding the objectives and be more OBSEC than him, that's going to be the goal. Because if I shoot him off and he doesn't have enough on the objective, you know, like these guys specifically, let's say I kill 6 of them, he's got to roll an 8 for leadership to pass to keep that point. For me, it just would have been sticky already, so that's actually a huge advantage going from Victorum to Morty's Hammer. So I think we have a little bit of a benefit going into Morty's Hammer than vice versa. So that's our deployment. Death Guard goes first, which is his Death Guard going first. And again, with this mission, you're kind of just like going second is really good because you can try and hold more at the end. But his turn 1, pretty standard. He gets Area Denial for 5 and Establish Locus. So that's all these Poxwalkers do, is they scooch up. We put a little marker down so we know exactly where the center is. And you have to be wholly within, or at least within 3 inches of the center to get full Area Denial. And then Establish Locus he does with the same thing. So Establish Locus with these guys, with this guy, within 6 inches, because these guys had to run to get within 3 inches. When he moved up 5, he wasn't within 3, so he wanted to make sure that he got full 5 points for Area Denial, so he had to run the Poxwalkers in the center. And then this guy moved up from back there to do Locus in the center. So he's got the Flesh Mower, Flamer, 2 Blight Haulers there. The other one stayed back there. The Knight didn't come out. This guy didn't come out. That guy didn't come out. And this guy ran up to here with the Poxes. So he kind of just spread out on turn 1 because he had first. Yeah, nothing really crazy. So we got 7 points. Us going into turn 1, we already know that he has 7 points. So if I'm going for a challenger card, I have to get 1 point to try and get challenger card or 0 points. So luckily on turn 1 we get Engage in All Fronts and Area Denial. I don't want to fight for Area Denial because I don't want to give up one of my key pieces because he has this guy that I have to kill for full 5 points and the full Poxwalker unit here to get a full 5 points. So I have to commit a lot to get 60 points off the table and kill this guy. So instead I say, hey, if I can get it, I'll get it. If not, no worries. So for us, I think I move up and I put the line of sight from his back wing right here going straight this way into these boxes right here. So that line of sight, the only way he can shoot Morty is this line of sight right here. So that means this knight up here, and again, I went over this with him as I was moving and measuring. So this knight would have to go all the way up to here to get line of sight this way, but he doesn't ignore this. So that's a little bit of a trick when it comes to line of sight. You want to go based off of like what part of the wing you want to see, which is right here, going straight this way and touch this guy right here. So again, he'd have to see me from this angle to see me. He thought that like if he can get here, he can shoot me this way. But I was like, no, I literally purposely lined up this way to go this way to see this guy. So then we redid the line and he's like, oh yeah, you're right. I was like, yeah, so say it ahead of time so you both agree. That way when it comes up, there's no question about it. You're like, all right, hey, this is my angle. This is what I'm looking at. This is all they can see, this guy right here. He goes, yes. I go, yes, great. That's it, done. So then if he tries to move up a knight and be like, oh, I can see you this way. Nope. We both agreed the angle going this way. Now that didn't happen. I'm just giving you an example of what could happen during the game. This guy scooches up. He gets some line of sight onto the boxes. My goal this turn is to kill 6 boxes, maybe. If I kill all of them, cool. If not, no worries. If I kill 6 boxes, he's got nothing else on this point to make it, like, to control it. So he has to roll an 8+ to pass the Poxwalkers to get the point. Well, he ends up failing, and he doesn't get that 5 points. So him failing the 8-up leadership test, he only gets 5 for this point. So I'm already up 5 points from there. So I get engaged for 1 point because I'm in this corner and this corner. We basically rush everything up and we wait a turn to kind of see what he does because there's nothing really for me to do. So we run up and just wait here with these guys 1 inch away from the wall. Morty waiting, these guys waiting, Morty shooting the boxes, Demon Prince shooting the boxes. And then we put both of our Blight Hollows. This probably was a mistake, but we put both these guys over here to try and just blow up one of the guys, which was this guy. And we wound up failing. We take him down to 7 wounds. So he made a lot of saves, so we didn't kill this guy. So now these guys are up to be shot at, which isn't good because they're like my only 3 damage guns going into this. So on his turn 2, he gets 5 points because he holds this one back here. And he gets a tempting target. Now, I got 1 point for engage. That means I'm down by 6. So going into turn 2, he gets 5 for primary. I'm already going to get 10 for primary. So that's up 5 and then up 3. So basically I got 8 points technically above him going into turn 2 just because of that challenger card and not getting area denial. I then ditch area denial because Tallyman probably was 0 for 5 this game. We get no prisoners and storm hostile objective. So perfect turn 2 to get like a 24 point, was that 22 point turn 2, which is going to be awesome. So our turn 2, he moves up his flamer over here. When he does that, we move our poxes to go backwards in this little V right here. So there's enough space right here to move these guys 5 inches back this way. So all of them can just move back 5 inches once he landed there. So once he landed there, he moves everybody back 5 inches to get off of this footprint and still on the objective. So that way the flamer can't physically see the poxes anymore. So he has to go into the spawn, which he does. I think he doesn't do any wounds to it, but gets a flamer off into there. This guy scooches up, gets 36 inches into my heavy blight launcher. These guys rush forward and again shoot the other blight launcher. They blow up one of them. I have one that lives on 3 for my turn. He moves up the flesh mower, moves up into here. I think he charges and then I counter charge with the Demon Prince for free. So when the Demon Prince counter charges, he's now stuck in combat. He's got 5 wounds left. Spawn move up to get, I'm trying to get this guy in combat. If I can get this guy in combat, he can't move anymore and he can't shoot blast into combat. So that's kind of the goal. He hits on 4s now, and that's the goal for this going into there. His thing was -1 to my armor save. My thing was -1 to hit. I think all weekend I took -1 to hit. I don't think I took -1 to my armor save at all. So that's something to take note of. Up here, we mapped it out where if I charge this flamer, if I kill it, I can then pile 3 inches back onto the objective and get out of line of sight of this knight. So when I charge in here, I'm 1 inch away. I kill it, and then I move back 3 inches to here, which is closer to the objective, and now I'm out of line of sight of the big guy. So that was kind of like, I'm trying to be really defensive with Morty, because Morty lasting in this matchup is going to be huge. The Plague Marines, one of them get out, so that way I can charge and tie up his heavy blight launchers. So tied up that blight launcher, tied up this blight launcher, and this one's still free in the open. But he's got 2 guys back here, 2 guys right here. They moved up, killed one of the heavy blight launchers. In my turn, I come down my Lord of Contagion with the Death Shroud over here, because if I can take out a unit of the heavy blight launchers, I can then try and pile on to the objective over here to steal this objective. So my goal this turn is to kill this vehicle, pile on the objective, put 3 OPSEC on there. These guys kill these guys, pile on the objective, put 1 OPSEC on there. And then my Lord of Contagion is back here, so if the knight shoots them and kills 1 to 2 of them, I kill the guys that are on this side of the wall, and then I still have 1 to 2 guys on this side of the wall. So that gets rid of all the line of sight, so that way they then next turn can go up and do something else. So I wanted to get on the point just to tie it, and then only give 1 guy line of sight, so that way if he kills that 1 guy, there's nothing else to kill them. So that was my game plan there. Up here, again, I want to try and tag this guy up and then pile into here, which I'm not able to get into his melee range. I don't do enough shenanigans to try and like charge and block my base off. I charge with these guys first to block as much as I can. Then the spawn come in, but I couldn't get 2-inch coherency to get this guy within 1 inch of coherency. I could have landed there with one of them, but the other one was over there. So that was too far of a coherency. So I had to move them back this way. So I had 1 spawn here, 1 spawn here, and then I couldn't get into this guy until this guy dies. But we did kill this guy. So then we piled onto the objective. We stole this again on turn 2. So this thing is not his anymore. So he only has 5 for primary. And then up here, we're tying up and trying to kill as much of his heavy blight launchers as I can. His turn 3. My turn 2, I get 5 for no prisoners and 4 for storm hostile objective because we took this one over. And then his turn 3, he gets 5 again for primary. So again, that's our goal every turn, is try and beat him on the primary by holding 5 more. So he gets 5 again on primary. Turn 3, this is basically where we end up. See, this is where these guys landed. So we killed those guys, piled 3 inches onto the objective, kept 2 Death Shroud with Lord of Contagion on this side of the wall, 1 on that side of the wall. So if he does kill them, I still have guys left over here. He's got a heavy blight launcher. He moves up. He's got still poxes back here. 2 haulers here. Flamer there. This guy's stuck in combat. This is what I was talking about right here. So he could have landed there, but I was out of coherency. So I kind of messed up a little bit. I probably could have been a little bit better with that, but there's the Demon Prince. He's outside 12 inches of these guys, so he's got lone op, which he didn't know about. But he's lone op 12 within 3 inches of infantry, which I got that guy and this guy. So he moves up these guys, and I was like, hey, he's got lone op. All right, so what happened was, like, when I moved up this guy on the point, he said he was in the ruin here, which I'm like, there's no possible reason for me to be in that ruin at all. So he let me put him off of the ruin, which was like a hair on the ruin, which again, being both Death Guard players, I'm like, what is the benefit of me being on that ruin? And there really was none. So I was off the ruin here, just tagging the point. And then I said, hey, he's got lone op. He's like, oh, I didn't know he had lone op. I was like, all right, well, move your guys wherever you want to move them after the fact of him moving his guys here. So I think instead of him moving them there, he moved them. He kept them there, but then shot into, I think, the spawn up here. Oh no, the guys down here. So I think he kept them there. Yeah, so I let him take that back with the loan op thing because he has loan op. It's in his data card. He plays Death Guard, but he doesn't play Death Guard. So I remind him about loan op, and then I let him like, hey, move these guys wherever you want because you forgot he had loan op. So I think he kept him there because there was really nothing else for him to shoot anyway. He might have shot at this guy. But that was the end of my turn. So his turn 4. This came up. So this was the first time he was playing Clock, which I was surprised because he was a good player in Texas, which is a really, really good community and meta. So this right here is really what caught me off guard. See where they start right here? So this is like, I don't know, 14 inches, 15 inches to get like on the other side, like the back of his base to get on the other side of this thing. When I look up, his guys are already over here, like closer. They're like right here. Like they're not there. That's after he moves them. They're like over here. I'm like, how far do they move? Like, and I know they move 10. And he's like, 10. I'm moving them over here. I'm like, well, bro, that's like way more than 10 inches. So we measure. I'm like, where were they again? And then he puts them back. And then we measure, and I was like, so that's like 16 inches, right? And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna advance them. I was like, all right, hold on. He's like, pause. I was like, put on my time, and then I was like, all right, let's play a clean game. Like, pause. Like, it's on my time now. He's like, I know, man. I'm like, the clock is like stressing me out. I'm like, dude, don't worry. Like, let's play a clean game. Don't worry about the clock. I'll help you with the clock as much as I can. Let's just breathe. Calm down, and let's make sure that our movements and measuring and all that stuff is clean so that we both agree that there's no like extra movement, stuff like that. So this is where the part of the game where I was like, all right, pause. You're rushing because of the clock. Don't rush because of the clock. I will help you as much as I can with the clock because this is your first time on clock. I've been playing clock for years. So let's get into this. All right. So he luckily rolls a 6 for the advance, and then he does the strat to shoot with him. And then for that, he moves them up. And then I'm like, hey, do you want to be outside of 9 inches of Morty? Because he forgot that as well. So I let him go back outside 9 inches of Morty so Morty doesn't get the reactive move to either move forward or move backwards to try and get out of like that. Now, him being outside of 9 inches stops him from being in melter range anyway. But still, it doesn't let me like get into more like movement this way, because if I go 5 inches this way, I'm now a hop, skip, and a jump away to charge this knight instead of being super far away. So I let him, obviously stay outside of the 9 inches, and then we measured, make sure we had everything right, and that was 16 inches where they landed right there. Like, that is pretty far from where they started to where they ended with the advance. All right, so that is like a great example of if you're playing in this position and like you question something, like put it on your time if you're really like worried about it. Like, he actually had more time than I did. He had an hour on his clock. I had 42 minutes going in his turn. So I actually put the time on my clock because I was a more experienced player with the clock. I was like, hey, let's just do this right. So take a moment, take a step, both breathe. It's fun game. We're on game 5, both 4-0 going into it. Like, it is a stressful game at this point, but still have a clean game. Still have a fun, clean, and agreeable game that you're not going to argue and like hate each other over at the end of the game. So moments like this, guys, just take a breath, go back, measure out correctly, both agree on where they started, where they're ending, stuff like that. If anything were to happen and you don't agree upon something, just call a judge over, explain the situation. They'll make the ruling, they'll make the call. Sometimes it doesn't go in your favor, but it's whatever. So that's what happened. That's why I took a picture and wanted to explain it, because I really wanted to talk about that specifically during my recap of the video. And again, great player, awesome dude, super fun, super friendly to play against. This was the one moment where I was like, hey, let's not worry about the clock anymore and let's just, play a clean game. So that's where they are. Funny thing enough about that, they fucking do 11 wounds to Mortarion. He goes down to 7 with like some feel no pains made, but he does 11 wounds into Mortarion with some Meltas. So I fail 2 Meltas. I think I reroll one of them, maybe not, I don't know. And then he does 11. And I make like 2 feel no pains or something. And I'm like, all right, Morty's in timeout. Morty is not going out anymore. Because then he'll just be shot by this big ass battle cannon. So I was like, Brian walks over at this point, and I think he saw that happen. He's like, oh, time to walk away. Because that was the most Morty's taken in a couple games. So that was kind of brutal. These guys walk up and just 11 flat to Mori, and I was like, damn. So I had a couple Plague Marines there. There's only one guy left after some shooting. Funny enough, the Death Shroud charge into my spawn here, and we got this rule wrong. We posted it in my video of me explaining the list, and I always thought that the spawn were able to do mortal wounds back to the guys wounding them. So I'm like, all right, you can do max mortal wounds 6, just like every other strat in the game, like tank shock, grenades, charging, stuff like that. So I'm like, all right, I can do 6 wounds back to you. He wounds me like 10 times into my spawn. So I roll 10 dice. And then I get 6 wounds back to him. The real rule, if you read the spawn, it says max 6 wounded dice back, meaning that if he wounds you 10 times, you only roll 6 dice back at your opponent to do mortal wounds on a 4+. So you could do 6 wounds back if you roll all 4 pluses. But average, you're going to do like 3, maybe 4. So that's where we fucked up, because I guess he doesn't run spawn. He doesn't really play Death Guard as a main faction. So, but again, I should have known that. So that was the one instance where it actually came up, because every other game they just shot and died off the board. But the one game it actually mattered was hilarious, because we both laughed so fucking hard. Because when I did 6 wounds back to him, he obviously killed one of them. One of them lives on 1, right, with his 3-man Death Shroud unit. So let's say it wasn't supposed to be worded this way, but I did 6 wounds back to him, so that kills 1.5 Death Shroud. Then one of the spawn blows up and does 1 mortal wound to the last Death Shroud, or to the Death Shroud, and then blows up my guy, and then he also explodes. So both of the spawn blew up and did another 2 mortal wounds to everything within 6 inches of him, which then killed the second Death Shroud. Again, not supposed to be how it happens, but still pretty fucking funny, and one of the funniest moments of this game. And we were both just like, all right, we both know now, don't charge a spawn with like heavy hitting Death Shroud Plague Marine units. And that was one of the fucking funniest moments of the games right there. So we kill 2, technically 1 Death Shroud. Like 1 should have died, 2 should have lived. There, and then this guy's on 1. So that was funny. He just charges in, kills the spawn, both blow up, and then kill the second Death Shroud. So that was funny. And then up here, again, a lot of wounds to there. I still have the Rhino, some Poxwalkers, the Demon Prince. He took a couple wounds from the battle cannon. These guys charged my guys. So his Lord of Virulence with the Death Shroud came down over here, charged my Death Shroud. So his Death Shroud on my Death Shroud, I'm able to do the -1 damage, so it doesn't hurt as much. He killed, I think, 1 or 2 of the Death Shroud to shooting, and then with that charge, he obviously finishes them off still. But this guy gets back up. So he gets back up with 3 wounds, so he stands back up. I rapid ingress these guys here. So when I rapid ingress these guys here, the only reason I did that is because he has the full rerolls to wound with Overwatch at AP 1. So I would have a 3-up save going into them, which I didn't really want to risk, because let's say I move up. Let's say I try and come down and then he overwatches me when I charge next turn. I brought these guys in here to be out of line of sight of that unit. So this is like a 6-inch charge because I'm 7 inches away. So it's technically the same thing, but I'm not going to get overwatched. So I did this instead, as I rapided here. So that way I can charge and not get overwatched and have to make, like, let's say 6 to 10 3-up saves and potentially kill a Death Shroud on the overwatch. So that was a pretty cool play right here. I did make that charge, and we did clear out that unit pretty easily with our Lord of Contagion and Death Shroud. So we killed that unit reliably. The Demon Prince moved up and got on the point here to charge the Flamer guy and put the big thing in combat now finally, so I think on turn 4 we finally got him in combat. Poxwalker scooted up to try and steal this objective again. I'm trying to keep him from getting a 10 point for primary. Plague Marines with their 2 OBSEC each, I had 4 of them in there. They moved up, charged, he countercharged with this dude, the Death Shroud, killed 2 of them on the countercharge. Typhus came down, did some mortal wounds to the Big Knight. Morty is now hiding because he's in timeout. He gets out of line of sight of these guys. I use my Rhino to just charge in and just be like, all right, here's a Rhino. And then my solo battle shocked Plague Marine charges the other side, so he can't fall back anywhere. So that was like, all right, I'm in timeout, but also you're in timeout. So he's got to blast his way out of there, which buys me another turn of survivability and these guys being in the same spot. So if I can keep his Blight Haulers just not from moving and shooting anything else, that's going to be the game plan, because he has to kill both of these guys in the shooting phase and fight phase. So that was cool. And then over here again, Morty is just not doing anything. He's hiding. And the fight mainly is going on right here. He moves up his Blight Haulers to move up, shoot the Demon Prince, and then charge the Demon Prince. When he actually makes that charge, we countercharge with our full Death Shroud unit and our Lord of Contagion with the Dev Wounds. So when we make that countercharge, we just obliterate these guys on the countercharge. So we take these guys off the point, we pile onto the point. We now have a Demon Prince, Lord of Contagion, Death Shroud, Poxwalkers, all on the point with his Knight and Battle Shocked Death Shroud. So his Knight is 10. We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We have 14 OBSEC to his 10 OBSEC. He still has a Heavy Blade Launcher alive here, a Flamer one over here, Pox is back here, the Knight, Pox is back there, and then these 2 guys stuck in combat. So going into turn 5, on turn 4 we got 15 because we actually held this because of the countercharge. So when he countercharged, we killed them, held it. So I had 5, 10, 15 for primary because we held more than him. Morty then moves up because the Rhino had a fall back. When Morty moved up, Morty's now going to just commit and finish off these guys, so he can't do anything. This isn't a threat anymore because I still have enough alive over here to really kill the big guy. Like, this whole unit's just gonna walk in and murder this Knight right now, which is basically what happens. So these guys finish off the Knight, the Demon Prince finishes off the Death Shroud, Morty comes up, shoots and kills the Blight Haulers, the Rhino moves up, and all he has left is Poxes, and these 2 drones right here. So at that point, we called it there. On his turn 5, this is the score. So 100 to 63 against the Death Guard, first Death Guard mirror. He gets a 20 out of 50. You see the goal. The goal was for him to get 5 every single turn, which is what we did. So we got 5, 5, 5, 3 for the pivotal moment, and then 2 for strategic retreat. 28 out of 40 for secondaries. For us, we get 50 out of 50, so we get 10, 10, 15, 15, and then 3 for the challenger card on turn 2 because we only got 1 for engage in all fronts. And then we had 38 out of 40, but then that 3 points helps out that, so that gets us our 100 out of 100 for the secondary. Turn 5, we had recover assets and cleanse, which we were able to get a 10. Establish Logos overwhelming force. So just good secondaries every single turn with this mission. So really good opponent, like I said, super friendly guy. We got to talking at the end of this game, and then the rest of the tournament, like we met up after turn 6 and kind of like went over everything during the award ceremony. I really like this Knight and Death Guard. I think it went up like 30, 35 points, but it's still really fucking good because it didn't really get hit anything else. It just went up in points. So if you can like take out a Death Shroud unit, the whole list might still be good. Like, you take out the Death Shroud unit, you only have 1 Death Shroud unit with the Lord of Virulence, and then maybe take out one of the Mythic Blight Haulers, the list basically stays the same. So it's not a huge difference between pre-data sheet and post-data sheet, or points, right? For us, there's a couple changes we'll go over after the 6th game, but there's nothing really I would change about this game. I feel like I played it the best I possibly could. The only change maybe that and turn 1 putting these guys out to try and kill a drone, which didn't really need to happen. Like, I think I should have just held off and waited to kill his other drone with my drones. Yeah, that's really the only difference. But yeah, I think honestly this game was a very, very good test of Vectorum elite build versus popular Morty's hammer. So hopefully this helps you guys out. If you guys are interested in the Patreon, head over to patreon.com. These videos go ahead of time before YouTube. And if you guys want competitive coaching, we're going for #1 Death Guard player this year in the world. We're #1 ranked ELO player in the world right now, which is first time that's ever happened to me. And we're going for not ITC, maybe just #1 Death Guard for ITC, but there's a lot of really good competition of Death Guard players out there. But yeah, that's the goal this year. So if you guys want coaching from either myself or another Dirtbag over the Dirtbag Nation, head over to patreon.com, support the channel, head over to Discord, so that way you get your own Patreon link to Discord. And the merch is legit on the merch store down below. And Rexar Lasers sponsor a ton of teams, so they're really sponsoring the Dirtbags. We're getting up the Dirtbag Rexar Laser sponsorship on their website, so that way you can actually buy stuff right through them with the Dirtbag logo. So super excited about that sponsorship. Stay tuned for that. And magnetized terrain sets from Rexar Lasers. So all that shit's coming out soon. If you guys are interested in the merch stuff, message me. Stay tuned for Game 6 against the following Death Guard player who was ranked #1 going into this match. But yeah, really good opponent, really good list. Can't wait to talk about this one. Appreciate it, good luck, and we'll see you in Game 6. What is up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. If you guys are interested in joining the Dirtbag Nation over at patreon.com, you get a bunch of perks. What we did in 2024 was we really expanded. I had traveled a ton and I played my ass off in 40k. Right now we're ranked #1 best player in the United States on ITC rankings. We were the #1 Chaos Space Marine player in the world this year in 2024. 2 years ago, we got ranked #1 Grey Knight player in the world, and this year we're probably going to go into Death Guard, hopefully when the new Codex comes out, or Emperor's Children. But you guys, if you guys want that head coach or that coach always in your corner, just to ask questions, bounce ideas off, that's what the competitive Dirtbag and the Dirtbag Nation is all about. If you guys want to support the channel, you head over to patreon.com. You can join the Just a Car tab, which is $5 a month. You guys get access to the Discord Patreon tab. You have to be a patron to get into that Discord, and also I'm always there. All the other coaches are there. Basically, it's just such a good community over on Discord that you guys get specific access to it that only Patreons can get. If you guys want to bump that up, the competitive Dirtbag tier, you guys get to message me or another Grandmaster or another Dirtbag coach over the Dirtbag Nation to add unlimited questions, list ideas, list reviews, and bounce ideas off of. That's what having a coach in your corner is all about. If you guys want to bump up to the Grandmaster tier, that tier you get every perk under the sun. So basically you get access to Discord, you get one-on-one coaching, you get a call once a month if you guys would like to go over any RTTs coming up, any GTs coming up, any list reviews live over Discord chat, and also a special perk that Grandmasters get if you guys want any video suggestions like we do all the time with these table setup that we just upgraded thanks to the Patreons. You guys get suggestions or battle reports you want to see specifically played live by a coach or myself on the next battle report, or a live battle report coming up on the Patreon. So you guys get obviously first access to all the videos. We post them first on patreon.com, but there's just a ton of benefits to having a professional coach that plays this game all the time at the very, very high competitive level in your corner at all times. And that's really what the Dirtbag Nation is all about, getting you guys better at 40K, the basics, and being good in your community. So if you guys want to support the channel, I really appreciate it. Couldn't have done it without you guys in 2024, 2025. I am super stoked for, super excited for. If we really want to get a bigger studio going, that is going to be my focus in 2025, is really growing the community on YouTube and Patreon specifically. So thank you so much for 2024, all my Patreons. If you guys are interested in joining and want that coach in your corner, head over to patreon.com and support the channel. Appreciate it.